Hi everyone. Hope you all had a great week. I am going to switch views. Okay. And going back to the chat. And okay. I hope everyone had a great week. And well, I know I was Wednesday morning, but not everyone. I wonder how many people attend evening and Wednesday morning. I mean Monday and Friday evening and Monday morning. Hi Storm, how are you? Somebody's having a birthday. I didn't really. Okay. And again, we are not bored. We had although since the day before yesterday, we've had many things came out. Manafort got sentenced to 47 months. You know, a lot of people are going after that judge, and I understand. But when I talked with him, this gentleman has been doing these type of things. I've heard this in the news, by the way, that he's been doing lowballing sentences for a while. And also he tends to... There was a black congressman. He gave that gentleman 13 years versus Manafort for 47 months. Yes, those things. Jeffries, Congressman Jeffries. And, but it feels like to me, regardless of what he gave Manafort, and I don't feel the other judge is going to be that lenient. Not that she wouldn't like to, but the firestorm that resulted from Judge Ellis giving him 47 months, the other judges does not want to be trashed out in the media that way. I don't feel she's going to be so lenient. And I hear I hear a lot of people are saying Trump is going to pardon him. I don't feel Trump is going to do it right away. Maybe on his last day when they're booting him out, he'll possibly do it. But I don't feel he's just going to... Yes, David. David says Judge Ellis dismissed the lawsuit against Blackwater. He does those kind of things. He's an oddball. He seems like he's a very bright gentleman, but he walks by his own. He beats his own drum. He doesn't. I forget the how to say it. He walks at his own beat, something like that. But he's a bit eccentric, and I don't feel he thought through all the ramifications that could happen. Well, all the possibilities that with the way he got trashed, I don't think he thought that was going to happen. So he didn't think anything through. He simply gave. He felt like giving Manafort 47 months. I don't feel he was being malicious. It's just being himself and the way he sees the world. And also, it feels like when I talk with him, he's a bit of a Trump supporter as well. So, for whatever reason, but I feel he didn't think through giving Manafort 47 months. And it seems like also based on what I'm hearing in the news and when I talk with him, he doesn't keep up with things. So, for example, Manafort's life, he did whatever he had to do. He did his job and that was it. So I don't feel he's thinking, I don't feel he was being malicious. He's just being himself. I don't see him like he was trying to favor Manafort for giving him 47 months. In any event, anyone who's over 60, they give you 4 years in prison, you got problems, in my opinion. So, and I know Trump is talking a lot of smack, so to speak, but Trump knows he can't pardon Manafort. And also, there's something Trump is doing. If people, like some journalists are doing, like, well, maybe he will pardon Manafort and blah, 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 all these things, and they're showing weakness, Trump will walk all over you. Even if you don't mean what you are saying, he will react and he will try to walk all over you. That's one thing that's going to get him into major trouble with the feds. But it feels like, to me, that's the way he is. When I talk with him intuitively, until you stop him, he's going to keep pushing. He's going to keep pushing, and that's what he's doing. But it feels like some Republican senators have warned him about this pardon situation, like we just go out and pardon everyone who got caught in this situation. And the oh, one more thing. And the investigation and going to prison. You know, I feel this is not all Manafort is going to face. This, to me, when I touch with Mueller, this is only the first phase of indictments and trials. So there is a second wave coming. And the second wave, I feel, is going to be the focus is going to be on the election that the Russian try to manipulate. So that's when we're going to hear. I heard, according to what lawyers, there is no such thing as collusion. Well, I don't know what the name of the charges are going to be, but I feel like saying that's going to be a whole different set of indictments and charges that are going to be brought against a number of people. Some we know, some we don't know about yet. And I only read the headline, but I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised when I read it. Leader Pelosi has warned Trump that his kids are not exempt from being called in front of Congress and charges because they are adults and they are senior people in the White House. And I feel she means it. And also that confirms the feeling I've been getting that Don Jr. and company are going to be indicted. And also a lot of people. Okay, let me say this. The way when I touch with Nancy Pelosi, people are saying, well, if they touch Ivanka, Trump is going to explode. Nancy Pelosi is not afraid to exercise her power given to her according to the Constitution. She is not going to be afraid to call Ivanka in front of Congress and refer anyone in that family to DOJ if they find anything, I'm sure they already do. They have. That was, to me, the way I'm reading Nancy Pelosi was, it was a warning to Trump to get ready because it's coming. That's the way I read that headline. But she's not going to hesitate to take action when it comes to referring these people to DOJ or however else, because that's what I hear. I'm repeating this according to what I hear from the lawyers from TV, but she's not going to be afraid to take the family on. Intuitively speaking, that's the way I get it. But logically, from what I hear from attorneys on TV, she will refer them to DOJ. From what I understand, that's the way it works. So what I'm trying to say is she's not going to be afraid to take on Trump and indict or take legal action against family members who have betrayed this country or walking around without secrets when they were not supposed to have the clearances that Trump gave them. That's what it feels like to me. When I talked with her, she's not... everyone is walking around like we shouldn't touch his kids. Pelosi is going to do it according by the book. That's what I feel like saying. She's going to do it by the book. And if they should be referred or however way they go about making sure they face justice, it's going to be done. So that's what I wanted to, when I talked with Nancy, I wanted to bring that up because I thought that headline was very interesting. Somebody, Rachel Melendez says Blue Wave 2020. I believe that we're going to have another blue wave in 2020. I feel the Senate will flip in 2020. And that's when all the Republicans are going to start to realize people like McConnell are going to face the music about what he has been up to. And one thing I'm getting, I don't know how this works, a lot of the judges they have appointed who are not qualified and who are not performing. I don't know how they go about finding out these things. I wish I knew. But there are going to be a few judges who will lose. Those who are not qualified, from what I understand, they're supposed to be there for life. I don't know how this is going to be done. From what I understand, they can impeach the judges or whatever. Or however they get rid of them. I feel there will be a purge. I don't know how it's going to work, but I feel there is something is going to happen. Once Democrats take over and Trump is out, that's going to happen. And also, another thing I feel like saying, they are stacking the court with people they think are conservative, and they're gonna those judges are going to carry the lines for them, to their lines or their policies. I feel it's a big mistake. Not all of them are going to be anyone's puppet. So those who are qualified, who are independent, they're going to do the right thing. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. And let me look at my next topic. And I will take a look at the screen before I move on to the next. Okay, let me take a look, see if they have some, because somebody I posted, said something I wanted to answer that I didn't realize, I couldn't read it. Colette is asking, do I see a third party candidate siphoning votes from the Democrats? I don't, that there is chances that we're going to have a third party candidate, but I don't feel that person is going to be doing much harm. And it is because people are so sick of Trump. Anyone who was on the fence before and they know if they vote for this third candidate, what can happen? Okay, let me say that as I am talking about that, the person that comes to mind, Sanders. Sorry, I thought I muted the mic, but it didn't work. Sanders, I feel, is the only potential. If he could, although he's not running as a third-party candidate, that could cause some trouble, but I don't think that's going to happen this year or in 2020, not this year, in 2020, because no one, except for Republicans, and not even all Republicans, Trump's supporters, beyond them, no one wants to see Trump reelected. And I'm saying reelected, I don't see how Trump is going to last. Oh, what I'm saying this, I remember a comment somebody, I read it a little while ago. Somebody from Fox News stated that Trump cannot survive another week like he had this past week. To me, and these people, they are not talking in a vacuum. And this guy used to be a judge. I simply don't remember his name. Let me see if I wrote it down. Napolitano, I believe. Yes, Napolitano is his name. These people are not talking in a vacuum. It is because there are things that are being talked about we are not aware of. And the reason why I am bringing this up is because I've been saying behind the scenes things are really bad. This is the second person. And in a space of maybe 3 or 4 days, I have heard that in public, Trump is showing a brave face, but behind the scenes, things are not going very well. And I feel the Fox News gentleman who left, that's part of the reason. But I'm going to read a few more questions, and then I will go on and talk about Bill Shine. Okay. So to answer your question, Colette, I don't think that's going to happen this time around because people are very motivated. They don't want Trump back. So the usual thing, Trump is his own worst enemy. That's the yes. Storm posted a comment stating that Linda G sees Kavanaugh leaving. I would not be surprised, and I mentioned something like that months back, that something is going to happen with Kavanaugh. David says he's hoping that the FBI will reveal that Judge T.S. Ellis is on a list of people taking bribes. I wish I could. let's keep that as a wish. I would be shocked, David, if they were to find something like that. He's a bit eccentric for sure. He is independent and does his own thing. He thinks, all those judges, that's why they are judges. They think they're the masters of their own universe. So, and they do whatever they want. That's why they pick responsible people to be judges, because Basically, these people have a lot of power. But I would be shocked. I saw his picture. He's a bit of a, I don't want to say the word, but I don't think he'll take bribes. So let's keep that as a wish, David. Okay. Okay. Miss John says Trump says Cohen asked for a pardon. Cohen says he did not. Which lie is telling the truth? You know what? I think Cohen explanation that when I thought with Cohen intuitively, Cohen didn't mean to lie, but the way I mean there is a mechanism here. I'm not quite sure how it works, but after a certain point, I heard he didn't ask Trump. But you know what? I just heard somebody mention, and it resonated with me. Somebody mentioned in one of those on MSNBC that Trump. Oh, okay. The way the person put it, her name is Natasha Bertrand, and she said Cohen was asked while he was testifying when was the last time he spoke to Trump, and he could not and did not, or he didn't want to be precise about it, and he said that that subject is under investigation by SDNY. And she made the connection with Trump saying today that Cohen asked him for a pardon. So the point she's trying to make is there is something that Trump was, and it resonated with me. That's why it stuck with me, and I wanted to bring it up tonight as we, as part of the of my stream. That I feel they're gonna get Trump. Trump is gonna be charged on that as well. It seems like behind the scenes, he's been promising people not to turn on him, or if they stay strong, go to jail for him. He will pardon them. But you know what? I don't think Trump is going to be, it's going to be easy for Trump to just throw out pardons to everybody. And I'm going to say this, intuitively speaking, I feel Cohen did the right thing. Cooperating, hoping to get a lesser sentence. I feel that was a smarter way, because the way things are unfolding right now, I feel this is the first phase Mueller is doing. There is another phase. I don't know exactly when. The second phase is going to have to be with all those implicated in the Russian manipulation of the election. So if I was Manafort, I wouldn't feel very safe as far as whatever time they gave him, because there's going to be more coming, it feels like to me. In any event, I feel Trump, and they mentioned that, and it resonated with me. That's why I'm saying it. He just let the truth out. Well, the usual, yes, tweeting that Cohen asked him for a pardon. I don't know exactly, but it feels like Trump was sending messages behind the scene to people to go to jail for him, and at some point he will pardon them, and that's going to backfire. That's what I feel. So, Mr. Jones, they both, Trump is telling the truth, but not 100%. It's 50%. He was shopping, telling his lawyers to try to see if he can negotiate with the different parties, and to tell them to go to jail for him. That's what he was doing. Cohen, I'm not quite sure, because I feel like Cohen wants to be honest, but there are two things here. Cohen has two motivations. There is a little bit of pride in Cohen. He wants to, and also he wants to take Trump down. And I feel he's going to succeed, or at least affect the Trump takedown in a major way. And I don't think Trump, he's still hoping and thinking that he can lie his way out. It's not going to work. So Cohen too is saying 50-50 50% true, 50% lie. So, but it doesn't matter. The important point I wanted to make, Trump opened his mouth again and he got himself into trouble. I don't think he realized that. Okay. I hope I made sense. I can't repeat what I saw, but Amy says Ellis gave Trump's base more fodder. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think so. I mean, Trump's base is any little thing, they hop on it. And look at what Trump did. He rushed and said there was no collusion. It's all a hoax. The judge never said such things. So, you know, don't let those little things get to you. Okay, Amy? Just disregard them because it's what's going on behind the scene. Behind the scenes. That's what's important. And it's not good. Susan says a new day is coming in America for healthcare. Well, yes, there are changes that are coming. They're going to make Obamacare possibly better. I don't see Bernie's vision unless Bernie becomes president. To be honest, I don't feel Bernie is going to become president. And the other thing is, I am a bit concerned about Bernie's health. He has to make sure he gets his checkups and whatever else, minor little things that just don't become something minor, doesn't become, you know, blow out. So that's my feeling about this. Okay, let me go to the bottom. My chat froze. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle says, sometimes I wonder because I'm getting a lot of thoughts coming in, so I have to make sure I filter and stop at the right time. Hi, Revel Girl, how are you? I'm looking for more questions and then I'll go to the next. A lot of people don't like Jim Jordan. Who said that? The screen has a tendency sometimes. Okay, yeah. Teresa Cole. Teresa Cole, you're not the only one who doesn't like Jim Jordan. So, that's an interesting question. Heart 6010 is asking, do I think President Carter can fix the North Korean negotiation? You know what? That last, whatever it is, they call it the summit, everything was set for Trump to walk. It was like a trap for him to walk in. They made those offers to him, but Kim was not serious. Well, he was serious if Trump was to bite. But Trump was too tired and too worried to negotiate anyway. Yes, Jimmy Carter can help because Jimmy Carter is loved. The thing is, the next president, if the Secretary of State Pompeo doesn't do something, because he's not dumb, I don't like him very much, but he's not dumb, take advantage, or because there are some openings. The only, well, I'm sorry. I can be wrong with this because when I talked with Kim, he does not trust Trump. Yeah, he's smiling and being nice to Trump. He doesn't respect Trump either. So I would be surprised if Pompeo is able to, because I was going to say, yes, Pompeo can take advantage, but I feel like I'm being held back. So I would be surprised even if Pompeo can help Trump accomplish anything going forward as far as negotiating with North Korea. They're just going to keep feeding them baloney. That's what I feel is going to happen. But the next president will take advantage of whatever it is that Trump has with North Korea right now, and then we'll be able to make a deal. But even the next president, North Korea is not going to denuclearize. But there are other ways we can get to them. In any event, yes, Sky, Jimmy Carter can help. But at this point, I believe he's in his 90s now. So I'm not sure, but even from home, I'm sure he can make phone calls and help. Yes, he can. Anyone can help, really. Like even the basketball player, I forget his name, even him too. He can help achieve peace. But it's gonna be the next president, it feels like to me, that's gonna be able to take advantage of this opening. That's my take on it. Nancy is asking, will the next judge? Yes, will give Manafort more time. It feels like to me she will. She will give Manafort more time, more jail time. Dennis Rodman, thank you, David. Okay. Thank you, Stephen. It's Dennis Rodman. Oh, that's him. Pamela made a very good, said something that's very interesting as well. China won't like him to get too crazy. That's correct, because they don't want any war in their backyard, and they don't want, they're in no rush to get into any wars with anybody. So China won't be supporting any of those things. But they will put together with Kim and Putin and try to make Trump sign bad deals. That's what they try to do, really. In any event, I don't feel China wants a war in his backyard or even in that area. So, yes. Okay. Pamela says North Korea is smoke and mirrors by Trump. That is true. I think I answered. Let me see if I. Bao says China needs to be put in check. Yeah, they are desperate to. Bao says China is desperate to become a world superpower. They have enough people. That, intuitively speaking, I know a lot of people feel China is going to be. Yes, they can become a superpower, but no one can duplicate what America has. So if you can't duplicate that, it's not going to work. And also the way things are, things are not perfect here. We need a lot of changes to be made. Okay, we're going to have to tweak our system, but China will never be as influential as the United States. Maybe in 100 years, but right now, in the next 10 to 30 years, I don't think so. Watch once Trump is gone, that's when we are going to be able to gauge how the world feel about America and how we are appreciated. No, we're not clean, we're not perfect, but we are better than Russia and China. That's for sure. Georgia is asking, do we need to worry about India and Pakistan? Yes, we need to worry, but not because they're going to fight a war. I feel they need help. The things that we usually do, arbiters, we go and talk to both sides and tell them to calm down. That's what I don't see a war. I'm sorry. That's a good thing. Thank God. I don't see a war between the two. But what they need is what we used to do before. Our ambassadors and diplomats to go both through India and Pakistan, and help diffuse the situation. That's what I feel. Pamela says Russia has nothing to sell. Yes, I mean they have. I mean the oligarchs and Putin, they stole everything. But the other thing is, from what I understand, Russia's economy is the size maybe of New York. So I mean I put Russia and a lot of people who countries who want to be superpowers, okay, because they have nuclear weapons. But Russia can't do anything. They're not. It's going to take a few generations after Putin leaves office, however they kick him out, to get back to the way the country was trying to become a democratic country, like they were trying to do before Putin. Then they're not going to become superpowers, but it feels like to me the country will be better off. But right now, I don't think so. It's not happening. That's why they cannot, they don't, yes, they are talking to Venezuela and stuff like that. They can't help. Whoever is asking, will Russia be kicked out of the UN? I don't think so. I don't see that, Revel. That's not resonating. Cap's mom, that's a very interesting question. Will Ilham Omar... Thank you, Patty Girl. I really appreciate it. Well, yes, she's going to be okay. But I am beginning to feel that Omar, things are going to her head a little bit too much. AOC is very smart. She's taking on the Republicans and humiliating them somehow. But Omar is eating her own, so to speak. Right now, it seems she was in a meeting or some kind of conference. Now she's attacking Obama, calling Obama a pretty face. That annoyed me to no end. I feel Georgia Moon says, no, Georgia, yes, she is. Okay? There's a psychological issue with Omar. Okay, I'm not saying she's wrong, but attacking Obama, I'm not gonna go along with that at all. I think Obama did. I mean, you know what? The guy is very bright. He accomplished a lot. Okay, no, he wasn't perfect, and he was trying to be everyone's president. That's what he was elected for. And Omar, I'm not quite sure what she's thinking. She's calling him a pretty face, and she blamed him for something he did. I'm not saying the man is perfect, but I think he did a fantastic job. Exactly, Marie. She is becoming her own worst enemy. I think she has to tame it a little bit, cool down. But the thing, okay, I almost forgot to make my point. I'm not, okay. The way to put this, as a Muslim, she feels like she has suffered tremendously, okay, because of the Palestinian situation and everything, all the politics that, that comes along with being Muslim. And then she is letting that influence her thinking and her behavior. That's what I feel, if she's not careful, is going to get her in trouble. Thank you for the person who asked me that question. I meant to say a few words about that. She has to learn, not only her, but all the new people in the new class, they have to understand that they have power. Their words have, meaning, and people are listening, okay? Their words carry weight. She has to learn that. If she doesn't, and I feel she's going to get herself into trouble. I'm not saying anything violence. No, I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking she has to temper her speech and not attacking her own team, so to speak. That's what I feel like saying. Okay. Exactly, music. She is young. Well, that's the problem. She is very young and she's not thinking. That's not the way to go about making changes. Oh, I agree with her. Standing for what she believes in and help. It's just like, slavery. Those who were enslaved and after that, you are traumatized. It's in some ways it's somewhat somehow like trauma when I touch with her. She has so much bottled up inside, and she wants to get out about the suffering of those from the Muslim community, but it's coming out wrong because I feel she can do a great job, but she has to start listening to people who can guide her. In any event, that's my take on that. Thank you for asking that question. Yes, Sir Corral, exactly. Too emotional. You can't do that when you're in those positions because she has power now. She has to realize that. Okay. Yep, yes, that's correct. Cheryl says, keep mouth shut, eyes open, and learn when to speak to best effect. Exactly, Cheryl. Okay. Oh, one thing we heard today, Bill Shine from Fox News, who joined the White House as the chief propagandist, resigned today. Range Rover says Omar will get a visit from Nancy soon. I feel she has been visited. Nancy has already visited her, believe me. Hi, Jupiter, how are you? Okay. Bill Shine resigned today, people. And you know what? I'm sorry, Bill Shine. Yeah, okay, thank you, Stephen. I think that's what I said. Yes. This guy wouldn't, I touched with him, intuitively. I tried to get him. He went in there like bushy tails. He thought everything was going to be great. He was going to own that communication shop. All right. His wife was all, bushy tail as well. And until Trump started humiliating him, because these people have to understand Trump is a narcissist, and he expects people to bow to him if you work for him. And regardless whether he's right or wrong, you have to tell him he's right. And it feels like Bill Shine thought that he could reason with Trump. Didn't work very well. And you know what? I am glad he learned the lesson, because when I talked with this guy, he resents Trump. He can't stand Trump now. That's what I feel when I talked with him. Because in order for you to get along with Trump, if you work for him, you have to accept him humiliate you. That's part of the job description. Accept humiliation. Know how to take humiliation well. But him going to say he's going to work for the campaign, that's baloney. It's a cover-up. It's because he was about to quit. And they work it out because Trump feels like he's getting enough bad publicity. How are you going to... The guy is on Twitter 24 hours a day. They need someone who can perform miracles in order to be able to represent, to do communication work for Trump. There's nothing you can do. It's a lose-lose situation. But he went in there. I'm so glad he fell on his face. Oh my God. I thought it was interesting today when I heard about that. So I feel like this was a good one. Okay. But unfortunately, I still feel that Trump is, I mean, someone mentioned that tonight and it resonates with me in one of the shows on TV because before I come on, I have to listen to the latest news so that I can select the topics that I'm going to be covering. Uh, Bill Shine is just another victim. That's what it feels like to me. In any event, yes, Jupiter, Trump always need a scapegoat, and this time it's Bill Shine, and the guy said he can't perform miracles, so forget it. Or anyone else who goes in there, same thing is going to happen. Somebody, I believe it was Susan who asked me if Trump is going to finish March, the month of March. Susan, I made a statement earlier, and I'm going to repeat it. Judge Napolitano from Fox News, I read it online a little while ago, and it resonates with me. He said Trump cannot afford another week like this past week. The way I feel, Trump can resign at any point because nothing is going his way. And another thing I feel like saying, somebody from the Washington Post, I believe it's Eugene, his first name is Eugene. He's a black gentleman, I forget his name right, Eugene Robinson. He wrote an article, he mentioned that the promises that Trump made, he didn't keep. The major promises. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because people are beginning to tally Trump's failures. That's not good news. Not besides that, Manafort going to jail or has been sentenced. I feel there is another wave of indictments and charges, but that are going to be related to the Russian meddling in the election. Okay, among other things. It feels like to me, the people, another thing that's very important here, I just got reminded because I saw a picture of Jim Meadows and Jim, I forgot his last name, the people from the Tea Party, okay, that and behind the scenes that are keeping Trump motivated and keeping encouraging him, stay, don't worry, we're here, we're going to help you. That's this group of people, they are keeping Trump going. But it seems like Trump is going to last through March and maybe April, okay? But the way I'm seeing this, and I'm glad Napolitano said it, and I believe I've said that before, we can wake up one day and we hear Trump is going or decided he's going to be leaving office. And I feel like saying the Democrats better start acting on some of the stuff they said they were going to do, like getting his taxes. I feel that's going to be a major trigger. Besides his kids, and I don't think he's going to do anything really, okay? I feel he's just a big talker until he feels resistance. Someone is going to stand up to him, and I believe it's Leader Pelosi that's going to stand up to him. Yes, it's going to take him down, and he's going to leave. So, Jim Jordan, thank you, Bob. Yes, that whole crew. Trump talks to them. I heard that in the news. At first, the way I interpreted it in one of my videos, and the title was somewhere, "Where are the Republicans taking this country?" Something to that effect. But that was months ago I released it. Okay? Until I heard in the news that how often he talks to these people. So that reminded me of that video I made a while back, months ago. They are the one who are motivating Trump and trying to keep him going. Because sometimes when I talk with him, he gets very afraid and discouraged. Because how do you fight all these people? If all those things that are lawsuits, charges, potential criminal charges that are going to come your way. That's not easy to deal with. And he's human, just like all of us. He has feelings just like all of us. He's a sociopath, but yeah, I feel him leaving office can happen at any day. And two people this week mentioned that behind the scenes, he's not feeling very good. I mean, the statement that Judge Napolitano made, and somebody on MSNBC, I don't remember the show, I believe I mentioned it in my last stream. Monday night, I believe I mentioned it, that they were saying they heard behind the scenes, Trump is not doing very well as far as handling what's coming his way. Somebody is asking, do I see Joe Kennedy III anytime soon? You mean run for president? Yes, he will run for president, but I don't feel it's now. Hi, Sharon, how are you? So, how Mouse Maiden? Sorry, frog throat. I can't mute this. Okay, but no, I feel he'll run for president, but no time soon. Okay. Bow, you know what? I've been expecting Don Jr. to be indicted for a while. It's a matter of time. And I feel it's coming. Okay. Don Jr., Eric, I mean, all these people, I don't see how they're going to be able to get out of the situation they find themselves in. I'm not a lawyer, maybe I'm wrong, but intuitively speaking, I mean, they can play, extend, postpone things, but, my feeling is you can't play with the federal government. So you're only fooling yourself. And Trump thinking that he's going to win this, absolutely not. That's my opinion. Oh, a number of people keep posting this comment. I think I better mention it. That Ivanka is going to get pregnant in order for her to stay out of jail, or for judges to feel sorry for her. There's the commercial. It doesn't work that way. Ivanka can carry 10 babies if she wants to. That's not going to help her out of jail. It doesn't matter. Okay. Let me see if I have another. I believe I have one more thing I wanted to mention. Let me make sure. The other person I wanted to mention, but yeah. Did anyone see R. Kelly's? I didn't see the R. Kelly's interview with CBS. But I feel he's just wasting his time. If I was R. Kelly, I wouldn't spend millions, trying to do anything. I would just see make the best deal he can. Yeah, I saw a clip. I didn't watch it. There was no way I was going to watch that. I mean, I try not to feel bad for him, because every time I play on my mind what the young ladies were saying, I switched automatically to not liking him very much. I can sympathize with him because, well, not sympathize because I've never been abused, but I can understand how he feels because he was abused himself, from what I understand. But he needs help. And I said before all this was going on, he's not going to get out of this. He's going to jail, no matter what. So I feel the best thing, instead of spending millions trying to, paying lawyers, spend a little bit amount of money, make a deal, and see if he can get a reduced sentence, confess whatever he has to do, and get some psychological help, because I that's one thing I should do. I should take a look at his chart, his astrological chart, as I am talking about this, and I'm feeling something that's saying to me the universe is not supporting him in anything and anyway at all this time. So he's gonna get what's coming to him. No way he can get out of this. Mass Maiden, that's funny. I'm not gonna repeat this. Oh God. Okay. Oh Lord. Did I open a Pandora's box? But I wanted to mention him because it feels like to me he's getting ready to spend a lot of money. Lawyers, and trying to defend himself. I feel that's the wrong way to go. That's basically why I brought him up. I feel the best thing to do for him is to negotiate and see, instead of getting 40 years, maybe they will get him 30 or something like that. Julie Todd is saying, thank you, Milu. As always, you are very much appreciated. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you, Judy. I really appreciate it. Have a good weekend as well. Oh my God, this thing, time went by. Oh God. And no, I'm not going to extend the hour, people. Sometimes it feels like I should. Susan is asking, do I think Manafort is going to be tried for a whole bunch of new stuff we haven't heard about yet? Yes, Susan. This morning, in fact, as I woke up and the TV was on, and that's the first thing that I got. And that's when I felt sure that there is going to be another round of indictments coming, or new charges coming for some people. You're very welcome, Heather. So yes, there are absolutely. Storm, please email me or my website. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do my little pitch. I'm sorry, because once I start speaking, I get going. I would like to thank everyone for coming, and those in the audience. If you would like a reading from me, please go to visit my website. It's psychicmilu.com, or you can email me, psychicmilu@aol.com. psychicmilu@aol.com. Either way works. So if you need me, please feel free. Yes, Pat. I hit 4,000 and change about a week ago. And please, everyone, the thumbs up button, please tap on that. I would appreciate it. I would like to thank everyone in the audience for spending an hour or however long you've been with us. I appreciate you and want to thank you. And Susan is asking a question. Oh, okay. Pamela is asking, will Mueller unseal all his indictments before he hands in his report? It feels like that to me, Pamela. So, because I've said it, I mean, my God, months ago, I was mentioning this. The way I feel this guy is going to get Trump, Trump is not going to be able to get out of it, or anyone he indicts. Look at Manafort. Although Judge Ellis was pissed off at him for whatever reason, I mean, I think Judge Ellis, for some reason, I think he's a bit of a Trump fanatic as well. When I talked with him, for whatever reason, I don't know, Manafort got convicted. And oh yes, last night at 10 o'clock on MSNBC, I forget the gentleman's name, he had one of the jurors on his show. She said she convicted Manafort, and she voted for Trump, by the way. she voted to convict Manafort based on the evidence. So that made me feel, I mean, you know what, believe it or not, they gave Manafort 47 months. It didn't faze me. It didn't bother me. Even my sister called me saying, oh, they only gave him 47 months. The guy is over 60 years old. I mean, 47 months is, it's a pretty good amount of time for someone who's over 60. And he's going to get more. And he's going to face more charges. And New York State may go after him. So this guy's in trouble. And then even to answer your I'm sorry, I'm going the right about way. I keep seeing things and I keep talking about them. Susan, to answer your question, oh, was it Susan who asked me that? Whoever asked me that question, yes. I feel Mueller will empty the indictment bucket before he leaves or as he hands in the report. You're very welcome, Johns. A lot of people were surprised, except, I mean, he said that not because I knew, I did not know, because I never mentioned it and mentioned it in any of my. Lawrence O'Donnell, thank you very much. That was last night. I'm a fan. I watch him almost every night, but I forgot his name. But I have so much going on now. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, somebody says she was surprised by 47 months. I did not know how long they were going to give him. In my opinion, you're over 60, they give you a year in jail. I mean, it's major because every day you cherish every healthy day that you have on this earth after that age. It's a gift. That's me. That's the way I think. So he got 47 months. It didn't faze me at all. Everybody complained. I didn't care. And I know he's going to get more. So I don't want to be in Manafort's shoes. Oh, Janet says Ellis is a Federalist. I didn't know that. I mean, probably because they've. Oh, wait a minute. He was put on the bench by Reagan, I believe. Well, I don't know. Was that group, were they around when Reagan was president? I don't know. Hi, Cam. Cam says, I am one of her favorites. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support and for subscribing. I am doing the best I can. I have to do, the only thing is I have to do research sometimes before I come on. The only thing. Yes, Stephen, thank you. Oh, 1987. Yes, I heard they said on TV that Reagan appointed him. But was the Federalist around in 1987? I don't know. I have to look into it. Okay, everyone, it's 9 o'clock. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And those in the audience, I appreciate your support. Those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe and tell your friends. I would really appreciate it because I'm still trying to grow the channel. Have a good night, Range Rover. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you on Monday night, God willing. Bye. Till Monday.